Blackburn Rovers take on Cardiff City this weekend, hoping to extend an unbeaten run against the Welsh. That stretches back 5 matches. Can he make it 6? We'll talk about that and more next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to Blackburn Rovers taking on Cardiff City at Ewood Park, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, wave in, smash your subscribe button, and you bang up to date all things Championship related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We gotta know here, boys. Under one Rooski, that's right, Rovers entertain Cardiff this weekend, hoping to extend a nice unbeaten run in the Championship season, which of course sees us 6th in the table, but of course taking on the Welsh Wonders, that is Cardiff Bloody City. We'll take a look at that and more in just a second. Of course, a big shout out to my BRPs. I'm talking about my pay a tree on. Big shout out to you guys. Of course, kudos. Thanks for supporting the channel behind the scenes. Do appreciate it. If you're interested in and support the channel, become my new best mate for life. Check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roversy. So here we go. We're going to look back or look ahead, shall we? Of course, for this weekend's match between Rovers up against Cardiff at Ewood Park, of course. Quick insight into this one, of course, at Tony Mowbray. In fact, let's take a look at Rovers before we jump into the apprentices. Of course, if you're new to the scene, don't know anything about Rovers, of course, we play our football at Ewood Park. Capacity around about 31,367. Unfortunately, it will be nowhere near that, as full as that. The manager is Tony Mowbray. Capitano is Darrell Lennon. The shortest distance for the away day fans will be up against Preston, and the most distance after the travel will be up against Bournemouth, of course. Last season we finished 15th. The odds to get promoted at the start of the season were 20-1. Of course, my pick for Rovers this season is top 10, but of course we're sitting prettier than that. Let's take a little look at, of course, Tony Mowbray briefly. He has managed against Cardiff in all realms and all worlds, whether it is for West Brom, Middlesbrough, Rovers, Coventry, maybe even Hibs as well. I guess he's managed against Cardiff 15 times in the past, picking up 6 wins, 6 draws, and just 3 defeats, picking up around about 1.60 points per game. Also, his managerial record against Mick McCarthy is also pretty savvy. He's actually managed against Mick McCarthy 9 times in the past, picking up 5 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws. Rick picking up around about 1.89 points against him as well. So not everything on the table in regards to the manager, and of course his knowledge against McCarthy and or Cardiff is pretty savvy. But let's take a look at, of course, Rovers' recent resume. They come into this unbeaten in a 4 match unbeaten run at the moment, which is pretty good for themselves, of course, but a lot of them have been draws, 3 draws and just the 1 defeat. Of course, the last defeat was at home. It was against West Brom, but of course we've strung 2 clean sheets together in recent encounters to give ourselves a bit of a building block, maybe to build something more substantial over the next few weeks, because it is a bit of a doable month for Rovers to get some points on the board, which of course will build up towards a probably difficult festive period which we've had over the past 2 seasons. Anyway, of course, the goal scorers coming from Bad Boy Burton. Diaz got himself 4 goals this season. Ayala, Gallagher and Dolan have got 2 so far to boot. As for the discipline, Dolan's actually got 3 yellow cards to his name. Ayala 2, Gallagher 2, and Lennon has 2. Carter, the one and only red card, but he is of course free and available for selection. But this is my team, of course, coming at you. We've got Kaminsky between the sticks, Pickering at left back, Naomi at right back, Lennon and Ayala make up the back 4. Of course, it's as you would expect, really. Rothwell, Travis and Buckley for me in midfield. Bafida, even though we had a shit show last time around against Barnsley, to be all honestly, I think everyone had a shit show against Barnsley, but let's not write the kid off just yet. We've got Broughton and of course Dolan, of course, on the right hand side. We may see the likes of Bradley Johnson, we may see the likes of Joe Raki Costello, we may see the likes of Abracadabra coming on, of course, in amongst all these, but of course this is what I think will happen, and we may even see Gallagher back. Who knows? I think, in fact, I may have read that he is probably out for this game as well. But anyway, that's of course for Rovers. This is of course the resume coming out of this game. We're going to be taking on Huddersfield on Tuesday night. Then of course there's Blackpool. Of course, a lot of fans looking forward to that one as well. Back-to-back away games. And then, of course, after the Blackpool game, we have a couple of weeks break, really. Of course, as Rovers, as the international break happens, and of course, Diaz buggers off to Santiago and of course enjoys his Latin fare over there. Of course, then we take on Coventry on the way back. Then it's QPR and then Reading again. A decent start or back end of the month of October. So it's a good couple of weeks for Rovers to get some points on the board. They are tricky games. Don't get me wrong. None of these are easy. Huddersfield are flying. QPR have a bit of a blip. Coventry also very very good at the moment. So of course a lot of local pride on the line here. With Blackpool. Anyway, let's take a look at Cardiff then. Of course, they play the football over the Cardiff City Stadium. Mick McCarthy is your manager. Capitano is Sean Morrison. Their nearest shortest away days is Bristol City. Their most distance of the travel. We went against Middlesbrough. Last season they finished 8th. Odds on them to go the distance are 16-1. Of course, my prediction is 12. I do think they'll finish below Rovers this season in the Championship. Of course, it is a very, very tight affair. And like I said many, many times, I think 4 teams are going to do very, very well. And this one are going to be completely cut away from everybody else. And then the last 2 spots are wide open. Of course, the resume coming into this is good reading for Rovers fans. Of course, back-to-back defeats, back-to-back goalless affairs for Cardiff. Losing to Bournemouth, losing to Coventry. Both of those 2 teams are flying, though. However, last time they picked up a result, it was on the road. And it was against Nottingham Forest. So just 1 win in 5 for Cardiff heading into this, losing to Bristol City, losing to Brighton. So yeah, it's some good. It's maybe a good time to play Cardiff. Of course, that's what you need, a little bit of luck like that. We had a good time to play against Barnsley, had a good time to play against Forest. If we can get a bit more of that, then we might be able to get some added bonus results. This would be definitely a bonus result. I do think Cardiff are a decent side. Heading into this one, of course, the top goal scorer is Flint, would you believe it or not? 4 goals for him at the back. Colwell has got 2, Robert Morrison and Bakuna. Of course, Kiefer Moore not really firing off all cylinders. Maybe his head has turned, of course, linked with Wolves over the transfer window, but never went anywhere. Nelson's got 3 yellows, Flint 2, Volks has got 2, Morrison's got 1. No reds to boot, but that could change this weekend. This is my starting lineup then. Yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a problem remembering who this fella is. Of course, we've got Phillips at goalkeeper. We have NG, Morrison, Flint, and Nelson. I think that's, who's that? Brown or something on that on the left hand side. I don't even know. It's pictures there, but you know who he is. They have Harris, youngster there, Volks, Pack, and Bakuna in midfield with Kiefer Moore up top. Again, he's firing blanks at the moment, but of course, what a way to kick on forward with a game against Rovers, of course, this weekend to get himself off a move and maybe get some more goals under his locker. Let's take a look at the resume heading out of this game. Of course, they'll take on the Baggies on Tuesday, 28th of September at Cardiff. Of course, then they'll follow up with another match against Reading. Back-to-back home games, of course, before they head into the international break themselves. Well, now, of course, on the return from the international break, it's an all Welsh affair between Swansea City and Cardiff, and then it's Fulham, and then it's Middlesbrough. 3 very difficult games for them to look forward to after the international break. Of course, let's take a look at the stats compared to these 2 sides. Then, of course, Rovers on the left, Cardiff on the right. Possession for Rovers, 41% of all of our possession in the middle third, 30% is in the defensive third, and 28 going forward. As for Cardiff, it's more attacking compared to Rovers. 42% of their possession, though, is in the middle third, 25% is in the defensive core, 33% is going forward as well. As for the attacking avenues, Rovers prefer on the right hand side, 42% of all of our attacking avenues coming down the right, 33% on the left, and 25% down the middle. As for Cardiff, they are, of course, the complete opposite, 42% on the left, 34% down the right, and 24% down the middle. So we might see, of course, those avenues being exploited once again. As for the shots, then, of course, Rovers at the top here, 65% of all of our shots in the 18-yard box, 29% long-range cookies, and of course 6% in that scrappy W area. As for Cardiff, 59% 18-yard box, 24% long-range bad balls, and 80% in the 6-yard box. As for the shot directions, then of course 21% coming from the left, 40% down the right, and 65% down your throat. As for Cardiff, 77% of all of our shots, or their shots, coming down the middle, 12% coming down either side as well, as they try to get the goals. And we'll have a look at the goals and how they've come about in a second. Of course, this is the recent home versus away form. Cardiff's away form is pretty good when you look at it. Just 1 defeat the past 6 games, stretching all the way back into pre-season. Of course, Rovers' home form is not that great when you look at it. Of course, just 1 win in the past 4, losing to the likes of Morecambe and West Brom, and only picking up a draw against Luton. So that 1 win was against Hull. It's just 1 defeat in the league. Of course, against West Brom. You can look at it like that. Let's take a look at the recent encounters then over the last 6 occasions, both home and away. Of course, it is present reading for Rovers, unbeaten in the last 5. Of course, we did pick up the last victory between these 2 sides. It was in Wales, it was in Cardiff. It was a 3-2 win back in July 2020. Of course, the last season, that was back-to-back draws, of course, drawing at Cardiff and also drawing at Ewood Park, 0-0 draw with Lee Tomlin getting himself sent off. Of course, Cardiff's last win was, of course, that infamous one, Shane Duffy with a double OG, and of course got himself sent off at the end. What a way to bow out in your blue and white halves. As for the home versus away, we haven't beaten them though. Of course, I started off with that unbeaten in 5. We haven't beaten them in the last 6 occasions, picking up 5 draws and 1 defeat. That 1 defeat was, of course, that 4-1 loss. Craig Bellamy, of course, being the heartbreaker, scoring the winning goal, the decisive goal to turn the game around. Joe Mason, Kim Bo Kyung also scoring alongside Mark Hudson, who opened up the bangers in the end. So we were unbeaten, but we haven't beaten them in the last 5 occasions, 4 occasions, 5 occasions. In fact, 6 occasions at Ewood Park. So we need to change that around this weekend. What do we got? We got these then. Of course, goals per game. Of course, both sides are scoring goals. Rovers picked up 11. They've picked up 11 as well. 4 of our goals come through open play. 5 for them. 4 through set pieces. Same can be said for Cardiff. 2 counter-attacks and 1 counter-attack for Cardiff. And 1 penalty for Rovers and 1 big fat OG. As for goals conceded, Rovers have conceded 8 compared to their 9. Kaminsky has been the saviour for the past 2 games. 2 clean sheets to boot. 7 of the goals coming through open play for either 2 sides. 1 through counter-attack. The other one for Cardiff. 2 for counter-attack for them as well. As for some key stats coming at you right here, right now. This is on average, both home and away. Rovers picking up just 1 goal on average at Ewood Park compared to Cardiff's 1 goal on their travels. We also pick around about just 10 shots as well at Ewood Park compared to their 13. 2 yellow cards apiece, 4 corners on average. And again, this is Cardiff overall. As for Rovers, fouls-wise, 11 fouls compared to 12 for Cardiff. The error success rate goes in favour of Cardiff, as does possession. And the pass success rate goes in favour of Rovers, though, this time around. Of course, let's take a look at our home versus their away. Just 4 games played for Rovers at home, 4 games played for Cardiff on the road. Again, on average, 2 goals for Rovers at Ewood Park, 14 shots compared to their 15. We pick up more yellow cards, though, at Ewood than we do on the road. And of course, 5 quarters apiece. We do boss pass success rate, and the rest aerial success rate, and of course, possession. Go in favour of Cardiff, of course. But anyway, let's take a look at what we should expect from this game. Rovers are strong on the counter-attacks and defending set pieces. Our weaknesses are predicting the lead, keeping possession of the ball and defending against long shots. Our style of play is long balls, attacking down the right, being very aggressive, and a consistent first 11. And we also like to play in their own half, our own half, of course. As for Cardiff, there are a lot of strengths for them, attacking set pieces, long shot opportunities, area duels, defending set pieces, coming back from losing positions, creating scoring chances, protecting the lead, and stealing the ball from the opposition. As for their weaknesses, keeping possession of the ball, avoiding offside, and defending counter-attacks. We should also have that avoiding offside, because Brereton was religiously offside this past match against Barnsley, and hopefully he can maybe get that area of his game kind of tweaked upon. Anyway, Cardiff star long balls, attempted crosses off and control the game in the opposition half, attacking down the left, taking long shots, so lots of shots, and of course they do mix up their 11. What we should expect, Cardiff will score a long shot and will steal the ball from the opposition. Blackburn will score from a fast break situation. Cardiff will control the game in the opposition half. Cardiff will make a comeback if they go behind. So maybe a 1-1 now. I think they're predicting a 1-1 when you read all that. But not me, though. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Rovers. We do need a response from that Cardiff one. This will be 3 clean sheets on the bounce. And of course, Rovers will, of course, strengthen their cause for top 6 if they get the win at Ewood, of course. But anyway, take a look at the rest of the Championship then, shall we? Of course, the possession-based side to watch is Swansea, even though they're doing absolute shit. This was Rovers just last year. We were trying to do this sort of way of thinking, be the possession-based side, but the results need to come with it. So they are trying, but of course not succeeding. As are Sheffield United, even though they're starting to slowly click into gear. Fulham, though, doing okay. QPR not too shabby, and of course Bournemouth as well in the top 5. As the most aggressive, Borough are your top of the tops there. 21 yellows, 1 red. Barnsley, Coventry, Birmingham, and Millwall make up your top 5. As for the aerial duels, 1 Stoke, Cardiff in second on here. Birmingham, Millwall, and then Middlesbrough. As for shots per game, going in favour of Fulham here. West Brom, Coventry, QPR, and Birmingham. Pass accuracy going in favour again with Swansea playing that passing game, but of course they need to get the results in. Let's take a look at the fixtures coming up at you this weekend. Of course, on Friday night, double fixture, Coventry up against Peterborough, then of course West Brom against QPR, and then into Saturday's game, early kick-off, it'll be Reading up against Middlesbrough, Swansea take on Huddersfield, Blackpool take on Barnsley, Stoke against Hull City, Bournemouth take on Luton, Nottingham Forest take on Mill, of course Stevie Cooper now in charge at Forest. Then we've got Sheffield United and Derby, of course, Birmingham, Preston, Bristol against Fulham, of course, and of course Rovers take on Cardiff in the game of the day at Ewood Park, and of course we will have a watch-along watching this game at Ewood Park as well. This is the table as it stands. Rovers in 6th. The win for us today, we could, this weekend, we could go up to 2nd in the table. Goodness gracious me. As for Cardiff, though, they could leapfrog us, go up as high as 5th if they get the W as well. As for the moment, it is Bournemouth and Fulham going up. It's the Scott Parker effect. Of course, Scott Parker effect formerly of Fulham. Now, of course, that Bournemouth doing absolutely tremendous. As for the foot of the table, Forest with a win under the boots, under the collars. They are still bottom. Hull are, of course, 23rd, and Peterborough are 22nd. But of course, we do know that fact that Derby will get a points deduction. We also know that Reading are going to get points deduction, which of course will put them into the bottom 2, saving the day for the likes of Hull, Peterborough, and probably Forest as well. But of course, that's to be happened over the next few days. This is the top goal scorer on the charts. Of course, Swifty boy's up there with 7 goals. He could be playing in League One next season. Mitrovic also got himself 6. Gjork's got some 5. Dominic Solanke also with 5. There he is, big bad boy. Diaz is up there with 4, alongside Flinty boy, also in the top 10 with 4 goals this season. As for the most assists, Giles is up there with 4 for Cardiff. I'm not sure where he stands in a return to the team, but no Rovers players in their top there for the assist makers. But that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video some love and smash the old thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, and of course I'm on Facebook. Of course, a lot of content coming out on the channel over the next next few days. FIFA 22 goes live later today. I don't know if I'll get the video out today, but of course they'll be there from tomorrow onwards. So make sure you check that out. But be sure to give the video some love and check out the links down below. Of course, loads of Rovers content coming at you. But until then, good luck, Rovers. Hopefully we can bag a win, and hopefully we can remain in the top 6 until the end of the season, or if not better than that. Until then, we're done.